today, as you can see, I'm facing the other way in the library. I'm in doing the security check, so I thought I'd do the reviews. I'm talking about two very different authors today. One's called Simon Brett and the other's called Elly Griffiths. I'll start with Simon Brett because I've been reading him for years. I really enjoy his books. The one I've read is a Fethering mystery, and it's called The Death on the Downs, and that is on Overdrive, which is where I read it. The Fethering mysteries are based around an odd couple, really, Carol and Jude. Carol's very sort of thin, put together, very smart, worries about what people think about her, and her neighbour and good friend is called Jude, and she's very floaty. She's an alternative therapist, so they're completely different characters. That adds to the fun, as well as the fact that they often stumble across a crime of some kind and do a bit of amateur investigation. The one that I've just read is very interesting because Carol starts off on her own because Jude's away. She doesn't know where Jude is. She's feeling a bit lonely, and so it goes from there. I really enjoy Simon Brett's writing. He's written Mrs. Pargeter series and the Charles Paris series. Again, they're kind of crime novels. Mrs. Pargeter is a widow of a crime boss, but she never acknowledges the fact that he was, the head of all the crime. So all of his friends who help her now, because she's got a little notebook with their specialities in, they ever start talking about the boss, she's, no, don't know what you're talking about. So they all have to shut up. She freezes them out. So she goes around not pretending, in her own mind he wasn't a crime boss, he was just a very lovely husband. The Charles Paris mysteries are also fun. He gets drunk a lot and he stumbles into different kind of crimes, and he investigates them because he's a bit of a failure as an actor. He's always sort of very far down in the pecking order, and he has to put up with all sorts of stuff. So these books that Simon Brett writes are very good fun. There's quite a few of them on Overdrive, Mrs. Pargeter, Charles Paris and the Fethering mysteries, as well as he also writes another series, I think they're called Blotto and Twink, again a sort of comedy kind of crime, but I haven't read any of those ones. But if you like something that's pure escapism, I would recommend Simon Brett. He's also Charles Paris has been recorded and was on Radio 4, brilliantly played. So again, if you want to listen to that, I would recommend it. The other author I'm talking about today is Elly Griffiths. This is the newest book in the series, and it's their more serious books. The main protagonist is a forensic anthropologist called Ruth. In this one, she's moved away from her beloved marshes and is living in a university city. There's lots of biking going on, and there's a lot more money around, and it's all very, very, very relaxed, in that she's moved away from all of the troubles of her former life where she used to be based. However, she is still an expert forensic anthropologist. Couldn't say that. So she does get sucked back in by her the detective who she usually works with. This is a very interesting series. I read it from the beginning, that's why I've read the latest one. Ruth Galloway seems to be a really true-to-life character. The research that must go into the books about Druidism and history and how you do forensic anthropology seems very real. So I think I like books that it feels like you're actually learning something from, as well as having a bit of escapism. I'd highly recommend these, and if you look on Overdrive, there are other books by Elly Griffiths on there, not this one, as it's the newest book, it isn't on yet. But having said that, when you look on Overdrive, if you put in Elly Griffiths, it'll show you the books that she's written, but then it also lists out similar kind of relevant books on relevant topics. So there'll be other authors who maybe write on the history, historical crime, things like that, anthropology. So it's a good way of trying new authors as well if you look on Overdrive. So I hope you'll give them a go and let me know if you like them, whether you've read any of them, whether you've listened to any of them, anything you like really, let me know. Thank you.